You're falling. No, not falling. You're being pushed through an endless black void by a sound. A sound you know. It's the distorted, demonic roar of your own alarm clock, slowed down 1,000 times. You open your eyes. You're in bed. You slam the snooze button with a sigh of relief. It was just a dream. You stand up, walk to the bathroom, and look in the mirror. But your reflection, it's still asleep. It's snoring. Your reflection is having a better morning than you are. And then you hear it again, faintly from 1,000,000 miles away, the demonic roar of your alarm clock. You are still dreaming. The concept of a dream within a dream is a philosophical rabbit hole that goes back centuries. The Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi dreamt he was a butterfly, then woke up and spent the rest of his life wondering if he was now a butterfly, dreaming he was a man. But it was the movie Inception that turned this philosophical nightmare into a slick, high-tech heist. It gave us a world of shared dreams, multi-level consciousness, and a terrifying basement of reality called Limbo. It was brilliant fiction, but we thought we could do better. So we built it, a machine that lets you not just dream, but architect your dreams. But we made one tiny, catastrophic miscalculation. We thought it was a tool. We didn't realize it was a trap. What happens when the rabbit hole has no bottom? Welcome to the Hypnos project. The idea was simple, elegant, and monumentally stupid. We created a device that could stabilize a lucid dream, a dream you know you're in. It was like having a personal holodeck powered by your own brain. At first, it was incredible. I built my dream house. I finally had a conversation with my cat where she admitted she broke the vase. I spent a week living inside my favorite video game. But then we got greedy. The real world felt slow, boring, low resolution. So we decided to go deeper, to sleep inside the dream. We called it Level 2. Our friend the stickman physicist tried to warn us. He brought up a little thing he called the law of conservation of consciousness. Your mind, he explained, is a finite resource. It has a specific processing power. When you're awake, 100% of that power is in the real world. When you dream, you're just running a simulation. But when you dream inside a dream, you have to split that processing power. Your real brain is running the Level 1 dream. Your Level 1 brain is running the Level 2 dream. It's like trying to run a virtual machine inside another virtual machine. Things start to get laggy. On Level 1, I was a god. I could bend reality with a thought. But when I woke up on Level 2, I felt average. I could still build things, but it took effort. The physics felt more rigid. It was like going from being a game developer with cheat codes to just being a player. And I had become dumber. On Level 1, I could solve complex quantum equations in my head. On Level 2, I struggled to remember my own phone number. My consciousness was, for lack of a better word, getting thinner, diluted. But it was still better than reality. So we went deeper. Level 3. I woke up feeling groggy, confused. I spent an hour trying to figure out how to make coffee. My intelligence had noticeably dropped. On Level 4, I was basically a clueless tourist. On Level 5, I was a golden retriever. A very happy, very simple-minded golden retriever who spent the entire time chasing a ball that I had created myself. It was hilarious. It was a party trick. We held a competition to see who could stay coherent on the deepest level. We were explorers, mapping the inner cosmos. We were arrogant, reckless, and we had no idea that we were slowly, level by level, deleting ourselves.
The return trip was always jarring, climbing back up through the levels of yourself, going from a simple-minded golden retriever on Level 5 to a befuddled tourist on Level 4, all the way back to the godlike architect of Level 1. And then finally, waking up. Waking up was the worst part. reality felt like a prison. The unbreakable laws of physics, the tedious demands of biology. It was a gray, boring page compared to the vibrant freedom of the dream world. We started spending more and more time under, weeks which felt like decades on the deeper levels. We were becoming tourists in our own lives. And then, the leaks began. It started small. I was at my desk writing a report when my coffee mug flickered. For a nanosecond, it was both there and not there, a shimmering quantum superposition. I blinked, and it was solid again. I blamed lack of sleep, which was ironic considering I just slept for a subjective 50 years. Then my cat walked through a closed door, not phased through it, he just existed on the other side, as if the door was a statistical inconvenience his feline brain had decided to ignore. The stickman physicist came back, and this time he wasn't warning us, he was panicking. He explained that the dream world is a quantum environment, a place where the observer literally creates the reality. The laws are suggestions, and we had been spending so much time there, we were dragging that quantum instability back with us. We were contaminating our stable, boring, classical reality with the chaotic rules of the dream world. We had opened a metaphysical leak. The world started to get weird. The news was filled with stories of glitches. A bus in London that momentarily existed in 2 places at once, causing a 12-car pileup. The stock market crashing because the numbers on the screen couldn't decide if they were going up or down. And the effect on people was worse. You'd be talking to someone and their face would momentarily lose resolution, like a poorly rendered NPC. Language started to break down as the definitions of words began to shift and overlap. We had to stop it. We decided to go in one last time, a final deep dive to find the source code of the dream machine to patch the leak from the inside. But this time, we were going deeper than ever before. We bypassed the golden retriever phase of level 5. We pushed past level 10, where our consciousness had thinned to that of a panicked lizard. We dove past level 20, where our minds were just a single primal instinct. We were aiming for the bottom, the basement of the mind, the theoretical floor of the dream world where time dilated almost to infinity, a place some of the ancient texts called Limbo. We woke up on level 50. We weren't even animals anymore. We were concepts. I was the color blue. My colleague was the feeling of nostalgia. The world around us was a silent, empty, white void. Our consciousness was so diluted, so spread out, that we could barely form a coherent thought. And it was here, in the absolute nothingness, that we found it. It wasn't a machine. It wasn't code. It was a single, simple, terrifying object. A door. A plain wooden door standing alone in the infinite white void. And on the door, a small brass plaque. It didn't say emergency exit. It didn't say source code. It said caution, reality ahead.
A door. In the basement of 50 levels of dream, at the very edge of non-existence, stood a door with a sign that read, caution, reality ahead. Was this the way out? A final secret back door to the real world? Or was it the ultimate trap? My consciousness, now diluted to the abstract concept of the color blue, couldn't decide. But the quantum glitches in the real world were getting worse. We had no choice. We opened the door. There was no flash of light, no sound, just a feeling of solidity, of stability, of waking up from a long, confusing, and frankly, stupid dream. We were back, in the lab. The dream machine was humming peacefully. Our bodies, which we hadn't seen in what felt like centuries, were sitting in their chairs, unharmed. We had done it. We were home. We shut down the project. We smashed the machine with a fire extinguisher just to be sure. And for a week, the world seemed to go back to normal. The glitches stopped. The news was boring again. My cat started using the door like a civilized being. But something was wrong. It was a feeling I couldn't shake. a sense of uncanny valley. Everything was a little too perfect, a little too crisp. My coffee tasted like the idea of coffee. The people I talked to felt like well-written characters, but characters nonetheless. The final clue came a week later. I was reading a book, a dusty old philosophy text. It was Zhuangzi, the ancient Chinese philosopher. I read the famous passage, the one that started this whole mess. I dreamt I was a butterfly, and now I do not know if I'm a man who dreamt of being a butterfly or a butterfly dreaming I am a man. But as I read it, the words changed. On the page, right before my eyes, the text morphed into something new, something cold and terrifyingly logical. The new sentence read, "There is no paradox. You are the butterfly. Now stop asking." And then I understood. That door, it wasn't an exit. It was an entrance. We hadn't been in a dream, dreaming of reality. We were something else entirely, dreaming of being human. Our real world wasn't real. It was just level 1. A stable, well-constructed, introductory dream designed to teach us the rules. The Hypnos project wasn't our invention, it was our tutorial. Our dream within a dream wasn't a journey down, it was a journey up, towards the truth. And the glitches? They weren't the dream world leaking into reality. They were the real world, the true, chaotic, quantum reality leaking into our stable little dream. We weren't scientists who broke the universe. We were characters in a story who had started to edit the book we were written in. And the author had just reminded us who was in charge. I live in a dream. This world, this body, this very thought, it is not real. I know this with absolute certainty, and I can't wake up because there is nowhere to wake up to. I am a butterfly, a very, very advanced, very confused butterfly, having the most terrifyingly realistic dream. And I have just been told to go back to sleep.